On this segment of Parenting Matters, the Wileys define what character is, discuss how to instill character in your children, and how to demonstrate good character. We will also discuss how can we determine whether bad behavior is a character flaw or something to be worked on.
I didn't coin the phrase, but I've always heard it as it's described by what you do when someone's not looking. And that's kind of a good description of your character. And so, just some simple disciplines of making wise choices, and those small choices that you make, eventually can become your character, and that the little ones matter, even though they may seem insignificant at the time. Little choices lead to big choices, which ultimately is a shaping of your character and who you are.
And I think we're funny because I'm a talker and I want to sit down and talk something out, and even if it's, opening scripture, which is important as your foundation, but I just want to talk it out and what does that look like and go down different avenues as we develop character. Where Jason is so much better about making sure that he lives that out, and then if they're discussing it, then an example from his own life comes up, even if it was something that maybe had negative consequences to it, but what he learned from that shaped his character. It made him look at things differently as he got older. But I also think the important thing when you talk about character is sometimes your kids do things, but it's not part of their character. So unless you see it over and over and over again, they're not really characterized by it. And so particularly in the early years, and I think even with teens now, they can just make a decision that's just not a good decision, but it's not necessarily their character until you see it over and over. And so even like the first time we may see something in one of our kids and we deal with that, we talk about that, there's not necessarily some heavy consequence tied to that. But when we see it over and over, now we can sit down and say, here's this, this, and this. Now you're being characterized by this, and this is playing out in your character, and we need to do things to change that. Or is that what you want to be characterized by? So it's also a process of knowing what character is. Are they really characterized by that, or is it just a dumb mistake?